Sorry, buddy.
All right. I'm going to turn off the chat on here. All right, sorry about that. Technology, it's wonderful. I don't remember what I was saying. We now return to our feature presentation. Yes, exactly right.
If you know what Dave was talking about, put it in the comments.
Exactly. If anyone knows what I'm talking about. What are some other things we can discuss? Do you have any dream projects or dream properties you'd like to work with? Because we've done stuff with Spider-Man, obviously, and all kinds of stuff. We've done some pretty cool things, and I feel lucky to have gotten to work on that stuff.
Yeah.
But is there anything else that you're I always wanted, I wish we could have worked on that, or?
Well, this property does not exist as far as I know in Lego or Mega Constructs form, but I would love a Disney's Gargoyle.
Oh man.
Collection.
That reminds me, we have talked about
Right.
co-directing a Gargoyles live-action movie,
Right.
And I would still love that to happen.
That would
frozen in stone for 1,000 years.
That is the dream project, essentially.
Yeah.
Be a mix of puppetry and CG when necessary.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Using all the tools. Sorry, I'm just going to adjust us a little bit here. There we go.
But yeah, even if it was like Lego or Mega Constructs form, like building a city and getting to do some cool storyline with all those characters would be great.
Yeah. I feel like that that property is on someone's desk right now for a reboot. I can't imagine
absolutely.
Which is, I don't know if that's good or bad, especially if you think about all the furor over the latest what is it, Thundercats reboot that people are upset about for reasons. I don't know. There's always going to be people doing takes that you don't like, and you just have to either kind of go with it or ignore them or whatever.
I'm not mad about the new Thundercats style. I just feel like, I don't know, it doesn't need to exist.
Because of the style, or because of just the show itself doesn't need to exist?
I'm trying to think, because they made a series in 2012, 11ish.
Yeah.
Which is actually really great. Because the 80s cartoon is not that great. The theme song is great, and the designs are cool, but the show is very boring.
Yep.
But the later series kind of took the mythology and kind of gave more life to the characters, in my opinion, and the score is actually really fantastic. So when I heard there's going to be a new Thundercats cartoon, I was very pumped, and then it just seemed very Teen Titans Go. I think it's less about the style and the comedy aspect. It just feels like a Teen Titans Go clone, but with Thundercats to me.
Gotcha.
And maybe it won't be that, but it just seems very let's just keep doing this.
We have this property
with a serious cartoon and make it goofier. So it just seems. I don't know if lazy is the word, but
cynical?
Kind of? Yeah. Mm. And I like Teen Titans Go, and I know there's a lot of people who don't because they just want the last season of the original cartoon.
Sorry, when you say that, you mean people liked the last season of the original cartoon, or there wasn't a last season and people wish for one?
As far as this could be wrong, but I'm pretty sure the main story arc with Tara and Slade did not get finished. I could be wrong. And I think people wanted that, and then they got when they were like, oh, there's a new Teen Titans series, and then it was like Teen Titans Go, and people were like, what is this? And
Gotcha.
like that didn't offend me like everybody else, so I understand why people don't like it. But I actually think Teen Titans Go is fun. So, but
Yeah.
I also don't have any like, I don't know, attachment to it, so I can just watch it as a viewer and be like, this is fun.
Right.
So.
Sorry, I'm getting distracted by this
No,
booklet. Yeah, I mean, I kind of felt that way about the reboot, which has been sort of universally panned, even by the show's creators, like the original show's creators, I think.
Like that's yeah.
It's just as long as we continue in this trend of X is a thing, it's a name people recognize. Let's make another one of that. We're always going to get some iterations that are garbage, and some that are neat, and some that are both.
I mean, I will say with the Thundercats cartoon, it's like they're taking the same characters and villains and just making it fun. Whereas the reboot is like, this is not what that old cartoon was.
Yeah, someone on Twitter was like,
this isn't reboot, so stop calling it reboot.
Yeah, if you make a reboot series that focuses on the human user's experience, you've missed the point of reboot.
Right.
Was I think the tweet that I read and felt like it was correct. Sorry, so you've done 26 and 27? You've done all of this?
Yes.
Okay.
Twice. Because that's 2 times 2.
Got it. Okay, so I will do the forearms, it looks like.
Questions?
Thunder. I guess we can ask questions of our audience. Is there things you would like to see us do? Basically, with stuff like this and from the archives and how about we animate that, I'm basically just trying to do all the things I always thought would be interesting, or try to do my versions of things that I see out there. Like, how about we animate that was like, oh, people do unboxing videos. I don't particularly enjoy a lot of them. Mm-hmm. If I was going to do that, what would be my version? So is there stuff out there that like you'd like to see us try? Is this interesting? Is this not interesting?
Here's a question.
Yeah.
Are you primarily sticking to Lego and Mega Constructs, or is it really anything to build?
In terms of this?
Yeah.
It's really anything. Gotcha. I've been using Lego and Mega Constructs. I don't know who Megan Constructs is. That should be their mascot. I've been using Lego and Mega Constructs just because those companies have been good to us. Yeah. So it's like easy to have that product because oftentimes we have contacts. Although this one I did have to go find because it's out of print. But no, I'm game for anything. Or is there stuff that you want to...
I don't know, just like maybe we get some Steel Tech action in here and watch you swear on live television. Why? My hands! My beautiful
just want to
hands.
put the thing together! Oh, I'm totally doing this wrong again. I flew too close to the sun. Again! How do you feel? I saw our good friend Kevin Hinkle was posting about this recently. How do you feel? Do you know what knolling is?
No.
It's this thing that I guess happens in the Lego fan community where you will like lay out your parts in like a very organized way and then build the set. Gotcha. Have you ever felt compelled to do that? Because I have not.
I would say no. I'm kind of a free-for-all rummage through the garbage until I find it.
Yeah. So. I think for me, especially recently, because we do so much stuff with different types of product, and because we have to be so organized in terms of how we sort stuff at work and like our whole wall of bins and how that is all laid out, I miss the rummaging through just a pile. Yeah. And so anytime that I can build a kit like this, it's actually very satisfying to just have the pile because I miss that part of it sometimes, even though it is not conducive to...
I feel like that's the artist side of me, of just a sloppy mess turning into a piece of art.
Yeah. You're just an artist side of me. I feel like eventually one of the shows that we put out on this channel is going to end up somehow being song related. I don't know what that is going to be yet, but there's too much random singing that happens at work.
It's true.
And trips to karaoke joints that it seems inevitable.
We have some of our own original music video ideas that are kind of on the back queue of projects.
Oh yeah, I actually put that as one of the. It's one of the higher dollar value goals because music
Patreon?
videos are expensive. But yeah, if you we launched our Patreon page for Paganomation recently, and so one of the goals is once we get to a certain point to start making original music videos because like country building was. Sorry, totally lost a piece. Country building was a pleasure, and one of my favorite things of the stuff we've made. I'm sorry that you're not there for it, but doing stuff like that I think is high on the list of stuff to make in a post Little Guys in Space world. So, have you guys had the Kinects Mario sets or blind bags? I don't know if I'd actually seen those.
I've seen them. I never had them, but yeah, they look cool.
Is that the kind of thing? Like I know some next kits have been sort of leaning Lego Mega kind of vibe where
kind of non-traditional Kinects pieces that I'm because I feel like when I like the spoke type pieces and the beams and then they made pieces that kind of know and you're like what is that?
Well it's like I think that having that compatibility was like part of their sales strategy where you combine this with any of your other building from other companies but no I haven't done anything with I'm actually I used to and if you look at I think in the brick spite that I did like 4 years videos and Kinects because they were back in the day. Do you connect Pepperidge Farm members? Did that one.
I can't even say it. Pepperidge Farm.
I think what we're learning today is that I am not very good at building construction toys. Or just
because you don't follow the instructions.
Yeah. Well, it's weird because in the we've done and in the other like construction toys, like I have there's a bet, but someone coming in fresh doesn't. So it's easy to just be like, hey, like build this, kind of get acquainted with it, and also we need to also accomplish two things at the same time.
I would say one of the funner. The project itself was not particularly fun because I felt like we were very stressed during. The most fun building, I think, was music video. That was like, make these kits, but then also do kits and mash them and figure out how to design something new out of two existing kits, but make it look like it was like not just garbage piled together.
Right. Yeah.
So we had like the bulldozer duck kind of thing that I was proud of, and the turtle cake. And I was just like, what do I do with this turtle? I'm like, oh, there's a cake kit. Bam.
Yeah. If you've seen the video that Matt's talking about, the build free video on our channel, you can. That was a video that was done very much. How do I describe it? It was done in a way that was very much emphasizing, oh, we just need this to get done,
right?
And it wasn't necessarily like the most creatively engaging project, except for the part that you're talking about specifically. Like that was like the silver lining. Oh, we can use this as an excuse to make these alternate builds and have fun with sort of mashing stuff up.
Though I did want to build a rocket combined with a whale, but that got rejected. And I was a little sad.
we got a note from Lego saying, "Don't put whales in this video because there have been sad stories in the news about whales lately."
Right.
And we were both like, "What?" Like, A, what are you talking about? B, like, this is your product. Like, I can buy this. It's on a store shelf right now.
It's just a space shuttle with a whale face.
Yeah. That's okay, though. Sorry, I'm just building feet.
Which one is which?
I think this is the lower leg, and like the fatter one is the upper leg. Do you guys remember Power Miners? Yes.
Did we use that person?
Power Miners, I don't know if you were on board yet, but that was like one of the first Max episodes I did back in 20.
I remember the kits, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah. There's a lot of like orange, clear, crystal
clear
kind of
pieces.
stuff. Or
There was
fire or
crystals, yeah.
something.
It was like lime green and
Birds.
it was like lime green and yeah, like orange like color scheme.
Some nice legs. Yeah.
Krang's android body does not skip leg day.
That's true.
I'll steal this from you.
Yeah.
Sweet.
Nope, I just broke it. Alright. His legs don't really, or his feet aren't very stable.
Well, it's interesting because, so like Pagano puppets are made with Lego elements and they have ball joints for arms and legs, whereas a lot of the stuff that Lego puts out that are kind of mech-like in this way, they use the locking joints for the legs so that they have that stability. Yeah. They're not great for animation, but they are good for having a product that does not fall over.
There's a scale reference of Krang versus a Mega Construx Ninja Turtle.
I mean, that seems pretty accurate, right?
Yeah.
Like,
I mean, I think he's actually bigger than he was in the cartoon.
couldn't he change size? Was that?
Oh, that's
am
true.
I remembering that
Yeah,
correctly?
no, that's accurate.
It was one
At
of those,
least in one episode he did.
It was one of those things like in Transformers where, like, yeah, Megatron is a gun, but then he turns into a feet tall. Don't worry about it. Like,
Right. Who was?
Just go with this.
I always get her name mixed up with other cartoons. In the Ninja Turtle 80s cartoon, she had glasses.
Oh, Irma?
It was Irma. Okay.
Yeah.
I'm like, Irma, Irene, Jeanette. I'm like, Jeanette's from Alvin and the Chipmunks.
Ah,
But she kind of looked like
that's
Irma.
a very similar character type, yes.
Yeah. But there's an episode where she gets gigantic in the city that I recall.
I do not remember that cartoon. Oh, hey, we have I believe this is called a super chat from just an edgy kid that rants. He says, or she says, "Hey David, huge fan. If Lego wanted you to animate the fastest and funniest Lego story ever told for the sequel Star Wars trilogy, would you?" I guess the short answer would be yeah. Those were all done. The original ones anyway were done by Garrett Barati, and they're pretty slick.
Oh, I haven't seen those.
Yeah, it's like the kid telling the story like, once upon a time there was a boy in the desert and he did this thing and this thing. I feel like I would love it if it was not a kid narrating, but was instead John Machida Jr. It's like, the Micro Machine Man here, as I drink from this Galoob Toys mug.
And then when we get to the Last Jedi part, it could be like, half the people liked it and half the people did not.
Yeah, it's interesting. There have been a lot of Last Jedi sort of quote-unquote think pieces lately, just because I think the home video version came out and people were like, hey, I can have like high-quality assets for my video review about this.
Yeah.
I think there is... Well, there already was a... I don't know if there was one for The Force Awakens, but there was for The Last Jedi, and you're correct, it was CG. And kind of disappointing. They did like a fastest, funniest like CG Last Jedi video, and it was just very kind of like. Sometimes Lego doesn't understand why the things they make are popular, and then they're just like, "Oh, well, we'll do it ourselves, but we'll do it kind of in a worse way, and it'll be fine.
Yeah.
Only the best is passable." Like, what's our company motto again? They're very bizarre in terms of the things they do and the choices they make at times.
Company motto, get it out.
Yeah. Only the best is good enough as long as I can leave by 5 p.m. But yeah, no, I mean, I love The Force Awakens. Like, that's one of my favorite Star Wars movies. So I would love to do that just because, like, all those characters are, I have a great fondness for. And doing it for, like, the entire sequel trilogy would be a pleasure.
Yeah.
It would take a lot of work because those projects are a lot of work. There's a great... I had Garrett write a kind of a behind the scenes about the first one. When I was the guest feature editor for a BrickJournal issue. I think it was issue 14, and he just talked about like how crazy of a project that was, and there was some cool behind the scenes images. I think that issue is probably digital only at this point. I think it's out of print, but if you can find a copy on the BrickJournal website, it's worth checking out for that. That was also the issue that kind of led to the Lego animation book, because it was kind of like a test run of me writing about animation.
Oh, yeah.
Dave Pickett did a piece in that issue about like, here's a stop motion tutorial, and that kind of led into a couple of the chapter topics for what became the Lego animation book, which you also worked on. I don't know if we said that, but Loose Man was you, which is one of my favorite things.
I did design Loose Man.
Yeah.
And I think I was accidentally the creator of Sombrero.
Oh, yes. Sombrero. Did we create that for...
Oh, it was because it was the trash episode in the ocean.
Yes, the Max Deep
Reef.
Sea.
Yeah. So there's a scene where Max is vacuuming up garbage in the ocean, and it just so happened that the bear had lined up with a sombrero as he was getting sucked in, and I coined him Sombrero, and then we put Sombrero in the book. So
we started putting him in a bunch of things. He's in the Alamo Draft House PSA that we worked on together.
I forgot about that.
Just because the Force perspective was such that we were like, oh, let's just put like a tiny character back there. Who do we have? Say.
I designed the Alamo Draft House loud patron.
Oh, yeah. And you voiced him.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
Yeah, that's also one of my favorite projects that we've done.
Did I do music for that?
No, the music was from, it was stock music from
okay.
Prolific Arts, I believe.
Gotcha.
That's the song. Okay. See what else we got. Dave Pickett says, I think Brotherhood Workshop did the fastest, funniest Lego Star Wars ever told for The Force Awakens. You might be right. I'll have to look that up. I don't have any clear memory of that.
Look at these guns. All day.
How are we doing time-wise? Oh, we're not bad. It's 1:22. Cool. Here's another arm. I blame myself for this, but we have all these pieces left.
Oh, I broke it again. Dear God, why? Everything's fine.
Is there more to do? Oh, he's got his...
the strats, right?
Yeah, like kind of overall deals.
His torso does not connect very well. Alright. Does it pivot? No.
That's odd. You think it would?
I thought there was like a tube piece that... Or maybe it does. No.
It might just lock in depending on how that connects. Are these dots supposed to connect? No, I think they're supposed to go. Well, that doesn't reach. Hang on a sec.
Oh, sorry, I realized I put those shoulder blades on wrong.
No, that's correct.
No, I think you moved them when I originally did.
Oh. Oof, that's stressing that element there.
Oh, yeah.
I don't know if it's just not like... You know, sometimes when plastic stuff gets manufactured, it can like shrink. Yeah.
I feel like the old action figures used to have the same issue.
Oh yeah, this is kind of like the belts.
Yeah.
Like all the belts on mine were like destroyed after a while. This is not bad. Like animation wise, like I think this could be fun.
Yeah. It's got a few pieces that could easily like snap off because they're just kind of hanging out, but.
I mean, that's everything. Like Pagano puppets are kind of the same way, where it's like you're constantly having to like stick an arm joint back in or something. Tiny World Studios says, I saw Brotherhood Workshop's work before The Last Jedi in the theater I went to. Cool. That's interesting. Was that the fastest, funniest Lego Star Wars that you saw, or just like a random video? We're fans of Brotherhood here, I think. Yeah, you've seen their videos, right?
I don't recall which one, but
they do a lot of like a lot of their work is very fast paced, and they've done a lot of like Lord of the Rings stuff.
Oh yeah.
We actually almost worked with them on some Tube Hero stuff that never materialized for some reason.
There's Krang bringing you. There you go.
Have you tried animating those Lego Star Wars construction figures? No, but I would like to.
Are that the tall ones?
Yeah, the ones that are kind of like, I think I have
You have Ray,
Finn
right?
in the other room. Yeah, yeah, they're neat. I would like to, but I haven't tried it yet. Maybe a future. How about we animate that? I actually got a couple of those from Dave Pickett at Brickworld last year because he was doing a live build kind of similar to this of some Star Wars stuff.
Oops.
Dark Fox asks, "What happened to Max?" Great question. Do you mean like in the storyline of Max's life, or because something definitely happened to him to make him the way he is? Some sort of bizarre skater child. No, I think what happened was when so Lego Club was replaced by Lego Life, which is an app and is only a magazine if you're between the ages of I think 6 and 9. That's the only time you get like a physical magazine in the mail from the Lego Group, which is bizarre to me. That's a very small window, but I guess print is dead. But yeah, I think once Lego Club became Lego Life, Max sort of disappeared in a Infinity War sort of way, turned to dust and just went. So, does that answer your question? I don't know what happened to Max. I've stopped trying to understand what Max means in.
What was his last adventure? Do we know?
I think it was our Batman one.
Oh, it was.
Which you also worked on. You did the
good.
Batman Crazy Max creation, which is one of my favorites.
He's off with Batman somewhere. Or he got kidnapped from the bank robbers. Who knows?
Max will return mad in Mad Max 3.
Nice.
Oh man, we could have done like Max Fury Road. It's just him and Furiosa.
Oh, that'd be sweet.
I mean, that is kind of that movie, like Mad Max just like screwing up and doing this, and then I gotta watch that movie again. James says, "I miss Zach the Lego Maniac." Me too. Although, like as an adult, I can very clearly see that Zach the Lego Maniac is that exact same kind of like too cool for school, like parody of what like a 45-year-old man thinks a cool teenage kid is.
I'm actually picturing the actor who was like being a 45-year-old man, like still wearing like a denim jacket, being like, I was so cool.
Do you remember when I went to space?
Do you know who I am? I'm Zach.
Well, it's funny because there was Zach the Lego Maniac, and then those commercials existed, and then Ohio Art put out a building toy called Zaks, and then I think Lego was like, so they changed it to Jack the Lego. In the mid-90s, it just became the Maniac. Came that weird hair that came out like this, and like sunglasses with like a triangle on it. He looked like he was made out of Saved by the Bell shapes.
Then he became Maniac Cop.
I can neither confirm nor deny that that is the case. No, and then I don't know when it was that the Maniac was kind of phased out in favor of Max. It's probably around the time of the Lego bankruptcy. Lego bankruptcy scare.
Did we show the pizza kit?
We can show it again.
Okay. Just in case we did. Pizza kit. Pizza stand.
Well, it's 1:28 p.m. I think we're going to start wrapping this up. If you have any last questions for either of us, last questions for me, met with them.
When's your next one?
So the schedule for these series and it on by we I mean the Patreon Paganomation. So how about the Friday? On the alternate case Saturday for stuff. So this comes in. So I would say do another one of these next. I don't know. I'm sort of just seeing what works and what doesn't. I'm so used to doing projects that are very planned out. Sorry, little guys in space. That trying to like go the other direction and just say, oh, I kind of don't know what this is. Like, I'm just gonna like give it a shot and see like what works and what doesn't.
Hard to loosen up and just make things
Yep.
for the purpose of making things.
Your friendship was much appreciated in that regard. Apparently, our connection is getting bad. I really need to remember in the future, or to turn on rather, the do not disturb thing, because people keep texting me, doing to tell me, hey, we're watching the live stream.
Right.
But we're on the live stream. It's on my phone. Like, don't do that, please. I should have made that clear. Okay, last few questions. What are your opinions on Lego overpriced sets?
I can't afford them.
Yeah, I don't know which sets you're referring to specifically. I think so I've seen posts where people talk about how the cost of Lego has actually gone down in terms of like adjusting for inflation.
Gotcha.
It's always been kind of like 10 cents a piece, and I think that's still the case, except maybe for some of the higher end licensed sets where part of the cost is the license or like specialty parts or things like that. Yeah, I don't have a specific. Oh, Marvel sets.
I mean,
they're neat. I actually haven't bought a whole lot of Lego kits recently.
there was a cool. I think it must be Lego. There's a Spider-Man Homecoming kit that has the vulture wings, and
oh yeah,
there's like I think like the getaway car, and it comes with Spider-Man and Shocker and stuff. I saw that the other day. I was like, oh, I kind of want to get that. But,
yeah. I mean, I think as I get older, I get a lot more picky in terms of what Lego kits I buy or what any toys that I buy. This seemed neat, and we may end up doing some animation of this in the future because I think that would be fun.
Yeah.
But I guess that's the extent of my opinion. Little Guys in Space Aliens.
that you're building?
Yeah. Well, I haven't animated them yet. Basically got the whole shot set up, and on Tuesday I'll be animating it. So I will let you know then.
They look cool.
Thanks. Yeah, I'm excited to do different types of like characters like that. It helps me feel like I'm being experimental. But also I'm excited to get this film out the door. And on that note, I think we will wrap up this live stream.
Cool.
This was fun. Thank you for being my guest.
Thanks for having me.
Yeah. If you have questions or feedback or comments beyond this, feel free to leave them in the comments section. We'll probably have these videos up on our channel for all time. I don't think we're going to take this down, but thanks for watching, everybody. And don't forget to like and subscribe and smash that like button. And no, I'm just kidding.
We'll put our Instagram.
Yeah, I was going to say, do you have anything you want to plug?
Yeah, I mean, I'll just put my Instagram account on this link or whatever. Cool. And then basically
the two-part video.
Basically, most of my photos are me working on either a puppet or just like really sloppy sketches of something I'm going to design later and clean up and make nice. Or it's mostly art-related things. So yeah. So cool. Come check it out if you like puppets or drawings or miniature build stuff. Cool.
All right. Thanks, everybody. We will see you next time. And now, so this is the part where we just kind of look like we're talking about things in the outro. Yeah. And then the lights go down. All right. I'm going to close this.